want better qualified leads and more revenue?
Of course I do.
Well, how's it done?
Just do it!
Thanks for the motivation, Shia, but we need something actionable here, like a revenue team. Today we're going to talk about how to set up a revenue team and run a revenue team meeting. But first, let's remind ourselves of what exactly a revenue team is and what it's for. When sales and marketing don't communicate and work together, they generally both come up with completely different plans and both teams get frustrated with each other.
You're doing it wrong.
A revenue team is made up of key players from your sales and marketing teams that collaborate around the shared goal of increasing revenue through traffic, leads, and sales.
Why don't you explain this to me like I'm 5?
No problem, Michael. It's a team that decides what kind of content to create and then how to use it. Sales can tell marketing what questions they're getting asked by prospects. Marketing can make content based off those questions. Sales is there to help with any questions that marketing has to get started on that content. Sales uses that content that's created in their sales process. And sales and marketing can go over content performance so that they can refine the strategy. And that's our revenue team. By addressing the major questions that buyers have, you'll improve leads, have an easier time getting sales, and increase revenue. But what does a revenue team meeting actually look like?
Just do it!
Once again, let's look at some actionable steps here, Shia. First, we need to make sure we have the right people on the team. Typically, a revenue team is made up of key players from sales and marketing teams. 2 worlds, 1 family. In most companies we work with at Impact, these meetings usually include the sales manager, some or all salespeople, director of marketing, content manager, maybe some other members of the marketing team like a videographer, graphic designer, and other senior leaders as necessary for your specific needs. Remember that the specific people involved will likely be dictated by the challenges that you need to overcome. Next, we need to decide how often our revenue team is going to meet. Now, once again, this depends on the size, complexity, and challenges of your specific business. For some small organizations, every other week or even monthly might be enough. For bigger organizations, you might need weekly meetings.
We're back again, same time next week.
Next up, we want to have a revenue team meeting facilitator. Now, you have a bunch of people from different teams, but how do you keep them all on track? A good facilitator will do the trick. And no, they don't actually need to be the most senior leader of the group. They just need to be assertive, trusted, and focused on the outcome of the meetings. They also need to be able to ask good facilitating questions, create an open space for discussion, and hold everyone accountable. Without one, you'll probably be a lot less productive. After that, we're going to set our agenda. Like we said before, a revenue team meeting is whatever you need it to be, and you don't need to stick to just one agenda. You might like multiple types or have one of these evolve into something completely different and new. Here's some examples of those different agendas. Content brainstorming agenda with an outcome of getting sales-focused content ideas from the sales team. Sales challenge agenda with an outcome to overcome a sales challenge by generating ideas around that problem. Assignment selling agenda to ensure the sales team knows where in the sales process each piece of content can be used. Watch party agenda to ensure the sales team has seen the newest content and knows how to help in their process. And huddle agenda to make sure all team members are aware and have the opportunity to shape the campaigns that are being developed in the marketing department. We've got some example questions for each agenda, and we've even created a sales content sandbox tool to help facilitate brainstorming sessions. Just find the link in the description to check that out. Now last, we need to make sure there's a way for the team to communicate outside of these meetings. Folks, collaboration, it never stops. Communicating outside of these meetings is critical to make sure everyone is on the same page and know what's being worked on, especially if your meetings are less frequent. You gotta keep that momentum going towards your shared goal, and those are the steps to make it happen. One of the mistakes we've seen teams make with a revenue team meeting is using it as a platform for sales or marketing meetings or updates. That's not what it's meant for. It's a collaborative meeting and should be used to achieve the goals set out in that agenda that you've already chosen. In addition, if a meeting gets canceled, don't let it crash your momentum. You can still use the conversations sales are having with your prospects by listening to sales calls and reviewing emails for good questions that customers are asking. The revenue team meeting can help you really align your sales and marketing teams for major growth. When done well, this meeting will become a valuable part of your success.